Welcome back, everybody, to the Cirque Show 24/7. I'm Chris. This is
Michael.
Jordan.
And we're about to review The Amazing Spider-Man. So, let's go. Okay, guys, The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, going into this movie, it was a lot of doubts for a lot of people because, a lot of people, they really enjoy the first three with Sam Raimi and, Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. They really enjoyed those movies. Me personally, like after, Spider-Man 3, I was kind of done with the whole, like, Spider-Man movie because Spider-Man 3 really brought it down. I think the best one out of the three was Spider-Man 2. So when I heard about, going into a reboot and stuff, I was kind of hesitant at first, but then once like the trailers and like just the cast talking about it and just seeing pictures and stuff, I was a lot more happy about it. I was a lot more confident about this. So after watching this movie, Mike, what do you think about The Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, one thing I liked really was the main actor. I mean, when I first saw the trailer, I didn't know how well he was going to do. I was like, I don't know if he's going to pull this off. He didn't really have that Spider-Man vibe to me, but he really did a good job. I was very impressed with the acting overall, and especially the main character. Also, the action sequences were very crisp and dazzling, very entertaining to watch. It was well done.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Jordan, same question. After seeing the first three Spider-Mans and going to like a reboot and a reimagining a darker tone, what do you think about The Amazing Spider-Man?
I would totally have to agree with Michael. But I want to say, like, I was sucked into the movie within like the first 3 minutes. Like, it completely blew Spider-Man 1 way out of the water. Just with the acting and how they followed the storyline of the comic books, I was so thrilled. And it's just from one step to the next, from the spider bite to him getting home and just figuring out his abilities. It was all amazing. And it totally deserved the total wording of The Amazing Spider-Man. So I really enjoyed it.
All right, that's good. And yeah, to piggyback off both of y'all, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I thought it brought like a better tone than like the first three. Now, with Andrew Garfield, he plays such a great, Peter Parker, but not only a Peter Parker, but he plays a terrific Spider-Man. And that's very hard because, with Tobey Maguire, I didn't think he played a great Peter Parker, but he did play an amazing Spider-Man. He did, like, no pun intended, but he did play a great Spider-Man when he was in the Spider-Man suit. I mean, you really believe Tobey, Maguire was Spider-Man, but it kind of like didn't balance it himself out when he was, Peter Parker. And I think that's what Andrew Garfield did. He balanced the two out, and you could really tell the difference because, when he's Peter Parker, he's like a nerd. He's very shy. He's very, fumbly, and he slurs over his words and gets nervous around girls. But when he puts on the mask, that's where he gets his real power. You know what I mean? That mask does something to him. It just changes him. He's more confident, and he's just more active and stuff. So that's what I like to see. Just the difference between how he is in regular life and when he puts on that Spider-Man suit. So I mean, I really enjoyed that part a lot, and the story wise, it came with a darker tone. Um, you know, at first, when you hear about it, you're like, you know, um, God, it looks like it's gonna be like a Batman feel to it, and that's not Spider-Man because Spider-Man is not Batman, so it shouldn't be that dark. But the way they showcase, Spider-Man, they showcase him as being just an ordinary guy. Like you can really see him like being like a friend of yours or being like this geek that with just a lot of issues and a lot of just problems. And it really shows, once he loses Uncle Ben and he just starts crying and the emotions just start flowing out. So that's what really brought me into it, just the acting and just the emotion that Andrew brought to the table with Peter Parker to just give him just a whole nother depth to the character. That's what I really enjoyed about the story a lot. Now that we talked about Andrew Garfield and his portrayal of Spider-Man, that we really enjoyed his portrayal of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, like let's talk about some of the some of the side characters, some of the cast members and stuff. Who did you really like other than Andrew Garfield in the movie? Did you have anybody that stood out to you or anything, Mike?
Honestly, no one person stood out to me other than Peter Parker. I mean, they all did a very good job. The police chief was well done, and the girlfriend Gwen Stacy, and then the main villain. They were all very well done. There was no one that especially stood out to me though.
All right, so you think like just everybody just had their moments and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Okay, that's understandable.
I'll have to say, I would definitely go with Gwen Stacy. She, as Emma Stone, portrayed the character extremely well, and she was very beautiful and also captivating. And I believe that was a whole lot better than the past 3 Spider-Mans. For Spider-Man's girlfriend to come out like that, it was really well done. And also Flash, the bully in school, how after Peter Parker's father died, he came out and was just like, "Look, man, I feel you. I know how you're struggling, but you know, I'm here for you," type guy. And
Yeah.
and at the end of the movie, you know, they became almost friends. It was great, and I thought they did that part really well.
Yeah, I like that part too. You know, just that moment he had with Flash, because you know, in this movie, you see Flash just always—he's a bully. He likes to pick on like the little guys. He even picks on Peter. Like in the beginning, he beats him up. But you start to see him like humanize a little bit more once you know the movie starts progressing and stuff. And you know he kind of gets this bond, especially after Uncle Ben dies, that he really understands. You know what Peter's going through. Maybe he had like a family member or something died, so that's probably why he's always like mean to people, you know what I mean? So I really like the way they did Flash and stuff, so that was always good. You know, another standout performance was like Rhys Ifans. First of all, we apologize if we like butcher his name. Like he has a very hard name, so we apologize in advance. So yeah, but Rhys Ifans, I think he did a great job as the Lizard. You know, when he, you know, he has like this passion just to just change himself and just better like the human race and stuff. He was talking about like weakness and stuff and how that's like a crutch and stuff. So I really like, you know, just his little storyline and stuff. The only thing I really didn't like too much were certain scenes when he turns into the Lizard, like, you know, CGI, because, you know, it is full CGI. So some of the scenes look kind of weird to me. That was probably my only like gripe about the whole movie, like just certain scenes, probably like scenes like when he was like shot like in light, like real bright light or something, it just looked weird. But like when he's in nighttime and stuff, and like the stuff like under, you know, the water and stuff like that was just amazing. But certain scenes like him as a Lizard just looked kind of weird. But overall I thought he did a great job. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he really did a really good job too. I think the makers did a good job with kind of showing the Jekyll and Hyde complex.
Yeah.
As he went back and forth, because he would take the serum and then it would wear off after a while, and he'd have to take it again, and he kept taking it in larger doses. I think they did a really good job, and the actor portrayed it very well.
Okay.
I would totally have to agree. He was scary at some points. He scared the citizens, which was great, and what you need for a villain. And even though he didn't harm a lot of citizens, he had an all-master mind plan to make everyone like himself. And for that's a perfect villain. Also, as portrayed as the Doctor, and as friend as Peter Parker's original father, I thought he did a really well part in that all aspect of the movie. So.
All right, that's good. So overall, as you can tell, we really enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man. Mike, can you give us a rating real quick?
I'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. One of the things that I didn't like was how when Peter Parker was having some of the more intimate scenes with his girlfriend, there was no nudity or anything like that. But sometimes she would say no, and he would keep going anyway. I was raised in a pretty conservative household, so I was always taught to respect the ladies, and when they say no, that means no. So that made it hard for me to look up to Spider-Man as a hero. You know, he's supposed to be a superhero, so you're supposed to want to be like him, and that kind of made it hard for me to want to be like him. So that kind of tainted the whole movie for me. But other than that, it was a fantastic movie, so I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. That's respectable. What about you?
I'm definitely going to go with 9.9. Okay. I love Spider-Man movies. I love the Spider-Man character and how he portrayed it. Mr. Garfield, he did wonderful. I mean, as you already have heard us say. And for me, this movie being compared to all the last 3 ones and how they follow the comic books, I loved it. All in all, great movie. Go see it.
All right. Me, I like the dark tone. I like that they kept it dark enough, but they didn't do like the Christopher Nolan Batman kind of dark. They did it dark for Spider-Man. You know, a dark Spider-Man that's good enough to keep everybody entertained. Still has the humor. Still supposed to be Peter Parker's Spider-Man. What I grew up on. Has the wit, the funny, the humor, all of that above. It knocks all the first three out the water. 9.5 out of me. I think it did a great job. The presentation was amazing. So everything was just amazing about it. No pun intended or pun intended. It doesn't even matter. But one thing we want to talk about real quick before we get off. After seeing the Amazing Spider-Man and now seeing, you know, the Avengers and stuff, which one do you prefer, Mike?
I'd have to say the Avengers. The Avengers was well made. I liked how in the Avengers, I mean, I gotta talk about the Avengers a little bit. I liked how in the Avengers they were able to have that much star power and that many main characters on screen and still make it fit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big fan of Robert Downey Jr. and the Iron Man character and how he's so witty and sarcastic, and his lines made me laugh a lot. So honestly, I enjoyed the Avengers more, but Spider-Man was still very, very well done.
Okay. Now, what about you?
Me personally, I would totally go with Spider-Man. Just the all aspect movie of the one character star coming out. I mean, the Avengers, all the superheroes had already had their movies of coming up and coming out, and you know, bringing them together. It was a great movie. I loved it. But in all, Spider-Man for me, that'll be the movie that I go and buy first if they both came out at the same time to buy on DVD or Blu-ray, just because of the storyline, how it starts, how his life. I mean, I think a lot of people can really relate to things that happen to Spider-Man more than in the Avengers.
All right. Yeah, and to piggyback off you, I like the Avengers a lot. Y'all see my review on it. If you haven't, go watch it. I really enjoyed the Avengers a lot. But the Amazing Spider-Man it just has like that element that I think the Avengers didn't have. Yes, the Avengers had like this group of just like greatness in their team, but you didn't really feel like that danger. Really, you always knew like, oh, Iron Man, he's gonna come right back because they already talking about Iron Man 3 and stuff. Thor, he's gonna come right back. Nobody's really in danger that much. Here with Spider-Man, you don't know if he's gonna survive or not. He gets his butt kicked during beginning to start before he's Spider-Man. And when he starts to be Spider-Man, he just gets his butt kicked and he comes out on top at the end. The scratches, he gets jacked up, doesn't he? He gets jacked up, and that's what I like to see. I like to see a hero in danger. You know what I mean? Like in real danger to where you fear, because that's what a hero is. You want that hero to just come out on top. Even when the situation looks like he will not come out on top, and that's how I felt. I was in my seat like, I don't think he's going to come out on top on this. I think the Lizard's going to get him, like this, that, and the third. So that's what I like to see. That's what had my attention. So I would probably go by the Amazing Spider-Man before I go see the Avengers. But they're two great movies, so you should pick up both of them. So that's the end of the show. Thank you to my co-hosts Jordan and Mike. I really do appreciate them. Please like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought. Follow me on Twitter, you know, all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry that I haven't did my Legend of Korra review. I know everybody's been, you know, messaging me and stuff, but I just got back from vacation and work's been kicking my butt. So I will have it up as soon as possible. I promise. I know it's like 2 weeks late, but it will be up and I will talk about it. So as always, guys, this is the Cirque Show 24/7. Be easy.